Yeah, sorry about that. The phone rang and cut the video off as it does. So I've been building up to this one. I'll start off with some of the simpler postures in the beginning and then build up to this, because this is like a hardcore, well, do it and find out. I personally find it hardcore. So basically what we're going to do, I'm not sure what the best angle to show you this from is, I'll do it kind of off on the side. Is an arm behind the back. As you get more advanced, you can actually put your arms out, and that's arms behind the back. And literally what we're going to do is bend forward to that, and then put one leg out like this. Take a nice deep breath before you do it though, because like I say, unless it's just me, it's hard stuff, man. Okay, so put that leg out to the back there, hold it. Now I immediately find the standing leg is struggling with balance. And remember to straighten the daisy. See, I've lost my balance then. What I was trying to show you was to straighten the back out. Try not to, you know. So once again, straighten that back out. Look forward. Oh, they call that the dancer's pose. Have you ever seen a fat dancer? I haven't. I've seen some dancers that are pretty fit. Pretty fit. Okay, opposite leg. Ups a daisy, nearly ups a daisy, nearly lost it. Just balance myself so I don't lose it, because it's still beneficial. I'm still standing on the one leg. It's still preparing, you know, preparing them muscles to ultimately go to the full, you know. To the full body gains, you know. Oh, jeez, man, that's hardcore stuff, man. Oh, hardcore stuff, you know. That's an absolutely super gain. Okay, this next gain is somewhat even harder than that, but in a different way of hardness. I can't remember what it's called, this next one. Let me think. I got it. Standing camel toe pose, that's what it's called. Yeah, it's the camel toe posture. Okay, so basically, not sure the best. I'm not very good at this, and you know, because I'm not as flexible as I should be or want to be. But I'll show you anyway. Basically, hold the back foot. Front arm goes out like Superman, and even to just hold that is beneficial. But what we really want to try and do is come up high. Oops, losing it. Come up high, hold that bitch. Now that to me really works my weak area in my back. It is tremendous. Basically, I'm just going to do the other side. I need to concentrate on it rather than thinking about making the film. Camel toe gains, all kinds. So that was that one. Okay, now I'm going to go on the floor and I'm going to do bridge gains, because now I've started to work my low back. I'm going to carry on working my low back. I'm going to come down. I'm not sure what you can see and what you can't see, but I'm just going to. Oh, that's it. Just do that. Oh, let's do that cat. I felt a few vertebrae pop then. Like, oh, that's it. Like the releasing pressure inside them gains. Okay. So now, it's time for even more gains. More gains. just get so you can see my batty. My batty rays. Okay, so you can hold it like that, yeah, but you can also really hype that bitch up. And I'm feeling that all in my weak areas now. Oh yeah, fucking awesome. Awesome. What can you see? What can't you see? Can you see my gains? Can you see all kinds of gains? That's deep breath. Deep breath, balls, deep action. Ready? Okay. Do some ass raises. Ass raise that bitch. Do some sky humping. Hump that sky. Right, stretch it right up. Right up, baby, right up. Strengthen that back up, man. Don't muck about it. Yes, absolutely excellent. Now I feel the need after doing that to just release a little bit more pressure in my back. So this is where I come just down to just a basic standard forward bend posture. Not sure what you can see and what you can't see. There, with these gains, with these bulk. Okay, I'll open my legs a bit and just come forward. Stretch that camel toe. Okay, not sure what you can see there, but at this point I'm going to go over. See, we started off just like that, but now we're going to go over and make it more of a side stretch. Lovely stretch. Lovely stretch because, I mean, especially if you're going to do dumbbell training and stuff and you're going to try and strengthen your shoulders and your chest and your biceps and all your upper body to an extreme degree. The main purpose to do that is that when it comes to holding yoga postures, you'll be able to hold them a lot better, a lot stronger. This is wide angle, stretching the hips here, pushing them legs down, keep your feet together. Okay, so keep that in there and then down. And then also over to the side. Sun shining through it, absolutely beautiful that is. So yeah, if you want to strengthen up using the dumbbells and stuff, it's great because it will enable you to hold some of them extreme yoga postures a little bit better long term. You know, when you come to do some of the extreme stuff, it requires an absolutely awesome, massive, super amount of upper body strength really to hold some of that shit. So you know, it all goes hand in hand. I mean, my ultimate goal of being a Bodhi is to live my pure, what I would consider to be a pure life. You know, a true, you could call it a hippie life or that. a bit like a surfer, really. I'd love to live by the sea, very minimalistic, eating my fruits, and get in the sea every day, surf a wave or two, and to do something like that, especially as we're getting older, approaching 40 and that, and you need super core strength, man. You need proper ultimate 100% fitness, and I'm fighting against injuries as well, so I've got a lot of work ahead of me to get myself to the point where I could do that. I haven't given up yet on the idea of it, but what's more important now to me is to just keep that inside, you know, that vision, that dream inside, and to be that person, whether or not I ever get to live by the beach and do that surfing, but just to still be that person, you know. And that to me revolves around the yoga, not just the standing postures, but the yoga in a sense of what the word means, the union of mind, body and soul, to live the ethical, clean life, to eat the fruits and the leaves, the salads, and eat all those clean, God-given foods. Try and minimise how much we eat the processed stuff like grains and tatters and breads and pastas and stuff. I mean, I did actually have a little bit of pasta last night, but you know, I was actually explaining to somebody that like I now consider bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, things like that to be bad, to be like a sin, if you like, food wise. My basis is vegetables, fruits and salads, you know, as I've showed you already. That's my basis of the diet. But then if I'm still struggling after eating those for the day, if I'm still hungry, then I might have a bit of rice or something like that. I consider that to be naughty. Whereas 12 months, 2 years ago, those foods were my staple diet. Breads, pastas, rice, every day. That's what humanity considers to be healthy. We now know different to that. So yeah, so the fruits, the clean living with that's the basis of it. And obviously, yes, there's a big element of physical strength involved in keeping the body healthy and active and moving, and lubricating those joints, and correcting any problems the body might have. And it's actually my video last night of shoulder press cut off early. I was talking about how I've been trying to repair it and gone about it the wrong way because I hadn't been focusing on the foods. Now, we all have heard the saying, you are what you eat. Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. But I don't think we kind of quite understand just how much we are what we eat. We are 100% everything that is our body that we are made up of has been made up from what we have consumed as food. Every single little bit. And in order for regeneration of tissue to take place, repair of tissue to take place, I personally believe the body needs to hit a level of efficiency for that to happen. I mean, let's just say, for example, if I cut myself now, it will heal. It will heal because if it didn't heal, it would ultimately eventually kill me. Because if it was a bad cut, I'd bleed to death. Even if it wasn't a bad cut, if it stayed an open wound, it would get infected and I would die. So the body's priority is to heal that. You go and smash your knee in, it's not so much a priority for the body to heal that. It doesn't see it. We see it as a priority. It's like, I can't walk anymore. We see it as a priority, but the body, with regards to survival, doesn't see it as a priority. The body's survival priority is the internal organs. Actually, that's not true. It's actually the spinal cord and the brain. The spinal cord and the brain are the most important part. Then it's the internal organs. Then it's the muscles, bones, tissues, and so on like that. Because when anyone that's fasted for an extended period of time will know that once the fasting period is over, I'm going to do a good video about fasting soon, actually. Not to override people like Lauren, what's his face, and so on,
Lauren Lockman, because he's great, and Dr. Morse, they all talk about fasting. Not to override anything that anybody says, but just to give my own personal experiences and opinions on it. I haven't done a massive amount of fasting, but I have got a good understanding of what happens in the fasting process. And what happens is, in my personal opinion and belief, which is why it can cure so many, if not all, illnesses, and why one of the greatest fasters of all that we've all heard about, Jesus, the greatest healer of all, fasted for 40 days and so on. And when we're young, we're like, really? Fasted for 40 days? That don't seem right. How can you live that long without food? Now we know, as we've got a little bit older and we've broadened our horizons, that people have fasted not just for 40 days, but for a lot longer, and that people fast that long regularly anyway in the naturopathic community, which has been an ongoing thing for thousands of years. The yogis have always fasted. It's always been related to the path of spiritual enlightenment. It's not just Jesus, where we're given that view when we're kids, that it was just Jesus that did it. And I think part of that's done deliberately to keep us blind to the bigger picture of it's not just Jesus that did it. You know what I mean? Anyway, so what I was trying to say was that I believe it can heal a lot of illnesses. A lot of us know the reason why is because we're getting out of our body's way of healing. The body uses up to 75% of its energy to digest food. When we stop consuming food, it gives the body 100% energy to focus on healing. It enables it to clean itself, clean the digestive system up and so on like that. But another thing it does, which I found out recently, is it will literally start to eat itself. The body will literally start to eat itself. Not in a bad way, because it's like, I'll never forget that vid on the Hodge twins where they said, like, a lot of bodybuilders get this idea that if you don't have your protein shake half hour after training, the body will be eating itself and the muscles will be wasting away because the body's craving protein. It's not like that. But it will start to eat itself. Now, because our body is such an amazing machine, it will start to eat the diseased tissue. First, I do believe it's been shown through science that certain experiments that the body will start to get rid of damaged tissue first. It will leave the healthy tissue alone because it needs that. It doesn't need the damaged tissue, so it will get rid of that. That is absolutely super brilliant. Now, your body will turn to reserves of energy. This is turning into a fasting video, isn't it? But you know what? I'm on the theme now. So the body will turn to its reserves of energy first in the liver. I mean, let me just say, none of this scientific knowledge is really even all that important. It helps us in modern life to understand it, but it's not really all that important, really. There's another level of it that's more important to just to experience it in a way and not really be caring what the beta hemoglobin cells are doing, and who cares? Who even needs to know that they even exist, really, if all was right in the world? Of course, we're at this point where we want to understand things, so we want to understand it, and that's what I'm saying here. So what happens is the body turns to its reserves for energy. It turns to the glycogen stored in the liver. When that's all gone, then it will turn to fat reserves. When that's all gone, I do believe then it will start to eat muscle tissue. Now, in my personal opinion, that is the point where the fast is as ended. Because there's a difference between fasting and starving. Because when you're fasting, you're cleaning the body and the body's running on reserves. When all those reserves have ended and the body is now eating tissue that it needs, that is the point where fasting has ended and starvation has begun. Okay, your body is now starving. It is now eating good tissue that it ideally needs, muscle tissue, and possibly then it will eat a little bit of the bone tissue. Well, it will eat muscle first, then it will eat bone. It will suck calcium out of the bones, as we know. It will suck things out of the marrow. My point of all this is that then it will turn to the internal organs which it needs more than anything to survive. But experiments have been done that right at the very end of starvation, the brain and the nervous system are completely intact. The body is clever. The body knows what it needs to survive. It knows that right up to that extreme point of starvation, it can still repair itself. If you then begin to eat again, it can rebuild the organs, it can rebuild the muscle, it can rebuild the bone. It can't rebuild as easily the brain and the nervous system. So, you know, you start starving, it's not going to turn to the brain and nervous system for energy to break that down and leave the muscles intact. God, no. Muscles are going to go first, because in terms of essentialness to our survival, the body sees it that the central processing unit, the intelligence behind everything, is the most important. Then next, the organs that process everything that comes in and recreate the body, because that's what they do basically. They create the body and they send all the mineral nutrients around the body to repair muscle and bone and tissue and so on. They're next important, and the least important is muscle, skin, nails, hair, things like that. Not essential for survival. And that kind of leads me on to what my original point was when we injure some of these non-essential areas of the body, what the ultimate survival machine of our body sees as non-essential, it patches it up and it leaves it, because it's not, in its opinion, it's not essential for survival. But it can be essential for our survival, because if we've smashed our leg up and we can't walk in the natural environment, we wouldn't be able to go out and go and gather food. We'd starve and die. Body don't look like that. The body doesn't see it like that. Of course, and this is what I'm trying to say, I don't know how true it is because I haven't done it yet myself. I'm hoping to do it myself and then preach it to the masses, that to get a level of regeneration of tissue that the body sees as not important, like certain joints and soft tissue, cartilage, bones even, I think that, well, it's next level shit basically. It's next level shit. You've got to have a diet. To say a clean diet is an understatement. To say that you need certain next level shit in place is an understatement. That next level shit can't be achieved overnight. You know, I think it's going to take a few years just to get to that level of that next level shit. I'm making gains now on what I'm doing now, so that's okay. But that next level shit, it's going to take a little bit of time. And you know, and if it don't work, I ain't lost anything really. But if it does work, I've gained the world, I've gained everything. Gained my life back, gained my freedom back, gained my life back. So there you go. So that's turned into a little bit of a fasting vid. Yoga. That's some basic yoga basically that